$1,000 in cash and prizes just for eating at Burger King. Spend $6 or more at any BK and receive your scratch card. There are more cash prizes than ever, including instant win prizes of $25 and $50, thousands of food prizes, and even e-scooters and karaoke machines to be won. Scratch and win big with Burger King today. Terms and conditions apply. Full details on burgerking.ky.
In life, the more you have to lose.
The more you love, the more you worry.
The more people rely on you, the more you have on your mind.
I have peace of mind,
knowing that whoever I care about
is protected by the very best.
With Sagicor Life of the Cayman Islands, you'll have critical illness coverage and life insurance to help you protect what matters most. Call 949-8211 for more information.
For the Record, proudly brought to you by
Brand Source Home Gallery, inspiring luxury, and JN Money.
From abroad to yard.
Fast, affordable, convenient. Doctor's Hospital. Peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctor's Hospital, always there for you. Call 949-6066. And Cayman Airways. Call them on 949-2311 to book your nonstop flights to Los Angeles and Panama. And now, Barbados. And Digicel, Cayman's bigger, better network.
We ask our listeners and viewers to avoid any statements or comments which are abusive, derogatory, malicious, or defamatory. Do not use indecent language or make any statement that is false or misleading. Call 1-800-534-8255, 949-6990, 949-8037, or WhatsApp us on 925-3261.
Live from Radio Cayman Studio.
This is For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Hear from your government officials, independents, and the opposition on issues that matter to you.
For the Record.
Engage in an open dialogue between residents and lawmakers.
With Orrett Connor.
Informative, impartial, insightful.
This is For the Record.
For the Record. 1-800-534-8255. Your calls, your input. This is For the Record. And now, your host, Orrett Connor.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, O land of soft, fresh breezes and verdant trees so fair. Today is Monday, the 25th day of March, 2024, right here in the beautiful Cayman Islands. We do hope and we trust that everyone had a restful, peaceful, enjoyable weekend. Even those of you who were stuck in long lines of vehicular traffic, either heading east or heading west in the Beach Babe Pedro area. We do still hope and trust that you had an enjoyable weekend. Again, those of you who are on our roads, whether you're a pedestrian, a cyclist, or if you're operating any type of motorized vehicle, we urge you to please be extremely cautious. Ensure that you observe the rules of the road. Remember, the life you save may just be your own. For those of you who are celebrating a birthday today, or if you've celebrated one over the past few days, a belated happy birthday to you, or a happy birthday to you if you're celebrating it today. Those of you who have lost loved ones, again, we want to extend our sincere condolences to you. We hope and we trust that your faith will help to carry you through these extremely challenging times, and that the memories of your loved ones will be a blessing. Those of you who are ill and are either at home or at a medical facility here in the Cayman Islands or overseas, we wish you a speedy recovery. So, folks, I want to thank you for allowing Radio Cayman, and by extension, For the Record, into your homes, into your vehicles, as you traverse the busy roads of the Cayman Islands, into your places of work, wherever that may be. As you know, For the Record is a show produced by the staff and management of Radio Cayman, and it is geared towards keeping you abreast of issues as they arise and play out on the local, regional, and international scene. I am your host, Orrett Connor, and you're welcome to join me every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 7:30 a.m. until 10 a.m. During that period, phone lines are open. Some of the numbers you can try, toll-free number 1-800-534-8255, 949-8037, 949-6990, or WhatsApp number 925-3261. Follow us on YouTube by subscribing to Radio Cayman live stream as well. And of course, in this segment of the For the Record, we have our birthday shout-outs. And our birthday shout-outs, Coca-Cola is proud to support your birthday shout-out. Coca-Cola is available across the Cayman Islands from Tortuga Wholesalers. Accept no substitutes. Taste the feeling with Coca-Cola. And by Superior Auto. Superior Auto, they keep your car in tune. Call them at 949-9570 or 525-9571. So let's see who's celebrating a birthday today. First of all, we're going to give the big shout out to our own Susan Watson of Radio Cayman, who's celebrating her birthday today. And we want to wish Miss Susan a happy birthday. Hope she enjoys her day. Whatever you do, do it in moderation as well. Also, we see Norman Carter celebrating a birthday today. This is coming from Facebook. Norman Carter, as well as Esther S. I am not sure if this is Lewis or Luis, Lewise, Luisi. I'm not sure, but either way, either Esther Lewis or Esther Luisi. Also Peter White, and that is Peter, that is White with spelled W-H-I-T-E. Right, Peter White celebrating his birthday. And tomorrow, Mr. Enrique Ruiz will be celebrating his birthday as well. So we want to wish all of those folks a happy birthday. And again, to remind you that the For the Record birthday shout-outs brought to you by Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola is available across the Cayman Islands from Tortuga Wholesalers. You should accept no substitutes. So taste the feeling with Coca-Cola. Birthday shout-outs also brought to you by Superior Auto. They keep your car in tune. Call them at 949-9570 or 525-9571. Okay, yesterday, and you would have heard the voice of Miss Alice May Coe doing the religious announcements and talking about Holy Week as well, which started yesterday with Palm Sunday. We see here also that Palm Sunday is also known in some countries and maybe even some religions as Passion Sunday as well. So Palm Sunday or Passion Sunday. And let's look a little bit about the history of Palm Sunday in the Christian tradition. So in the Christian tradition, Palm Sunday is the first day of Holy Week, and it is the Sunday before Easter, commemorating Jesus Christ's triumphal entry into Jerusalem. Palm Sunday is associated in many churches with the blessing and procession of palms, which are leaves of the date palm or twigs from locally available trees. These special ceremonies were taking place towards the end of the 4th century in Jerusalem and are described in the travelogue, the pilgrimage of Etheria. In the West, the early evidence of the ceremony or the ceremonies is found in the Bobbio Sacramentary during the 8th century. During the Middle Ages, the ceremony for the blessings of the palm was elaborate. The procession began in one church, went to a church in which the palms were blessed, and returned to the church in which the procession had originated for the singing of the liturgy. The principal feature of the liturgy that followed the procession was the chanting of 3 deacons of the account of the passing of Christ, which is found in Matthew 26, verses 36, 27, 54. Musical settings for the crowd parts were sometimes sung by the choir also, and after reforms of the Roman Catholic liturgies in 1955 and 1969, the ceremonies were somewhat simplified in order to emphasize the suffering and death of Christ. So, like I said before, some people now officially call Palm Sunday Passion Sunday. And what else do we have here on it? I think it talks about the Byzantine liturgy. The Eucharist of Palm Sunday is followed by a procession, so it's basically the same thing. So, Palm Sunday, huge day. Those religious persons celebrate it. I remember when I was a kid, Palm Sunday, we would have also plays, just like we had Christmas programs, and we would have our recitals, as well. Of course, I attended the Church of God Chapel, but on Saturdays, my mother sent me to the Seventh-day Adventist Church. Any day that wasn't a school day, you weren't going to spend it playing around, wasting time. You had to do something productive. So Saturdays, you went to Sabbath school. Sundays, you went to Sunday school as well. Now, here in Cayman, it seems as if more of the focus, I guess, for those persons who are not religious, or maybe even some who are, is more about the holiday, picnicking, camping. But those who observe their faith and their religion see this as one of the most important days, religious days, probably only overshadowed by Christmas, celebrating the birth of Jesus Christ. But here's a situation where a man, not just a man, but gave his life so that others may live. We rarely see that in this day and age, and we probably don't expect to, even though some persons, some individuals may try to put themselves forward as being either God or Jesus. Let's take this commercial break, folks. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
The Cayman Islands boasts of a long, colorful, and rich history. In tribute to our roots, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Historical Vignette Series, brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects. The Cayman Islands, He hath founded it upon the seas.
Affectionately known as Miss Kippy, Muriel Sims was a very humble person who had a passion for teaching and taught children at her residence on Goring Avenue, Georgetown, until children attended government school at the age of 7. Her classes were held outside without seating, and children wrote on slates instead of blackboards. At times, there would be 10 to 12 students attending classes, which were held under a tree, and throughout the day, the students would shift around according to the sun. The cost was a pence per child per day, although Miss Kippy turned no child away. For those who knew her best, Miss Kippy was kind, inspiring, pure, purposeful, and yearning always to better the community in which she lived, whether imparting knowledge to children or wishing the best for her fellow man. Information from this historical vignette was sourced from the Lions Club of Grand Cayman.
Radio Cayman's Historical Vignettes was brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects.
The 17th Annual Bill Rudy Rotary Central Science Fair, Saturday, April 13th. At the Arc Camana Bay. Plan for it, start your project now. Open to students across all schools in Little Cayman, Cayman Brac, and Grand Cayman. Homeschool students are welcome. Register now, today, tonight, online, rotarysciencefair.ky. The Rotary Central Science Fair, just around the corner, Saturday, April 13th. Rotary Central, creating hope in the world.
Are you feeling sick, but don't feel ill enough to go to the doctor? Ask your pharmacist for advice. Here at West Bay Pharmacy, our pharmacists have been trained to offer helpful, easy-to-understand advice on the treatment of everyday minor ailments for yourself and all the family. Anything from headaches, cough and sore throat, to cold sores, our pharmacists will know when medical help is needed and will not hesitate to refer you to your doctor if your symptoms demand it. Like doctors, our pharmacists have a professional code, which means all personal information you give them will be treated in the strictest confidence. Visit us today at West Bay Pharmacy, where we care about your health.
You don't need to be great to start, but you sure do need to start to be great. We've all been there. The little put when we try to start the car. Starters and alternators will eventually go. When life happens to your car, Superior Auto can save your day. Superior Auto offers complete starter and alternator repair. Superior Auto, 525-9571 or 949-9570. Superior Auto, they keep your car in tune.
You know, as a little girl, I dreamt of traveling to faraway places and foreign lands. I tell you what though, no more dreaming. I'm going flying with Cayman Airways. How blessed are we in the Cayman Islands to have a very own national airline? Girl, you can fly to so many international destinations without the hassle of connecting flights. On top of Jamaica, Cuba, and Honduras, you got non-stop flights from Cayman to New York, Miami, Tampa, and even Denver, Los Angeles, Panama, and child, they now have Barbados. Going to be a little cafe con leche and Hollywood Squares for this old gal.
Make your travel dreams come true with Cayman Airways, offering non-stop flights for non-stop adventures in Panama, LA, and many more places in between. For details and to book, call 949-2311, contact a travel agent, or visit CaymanAirways.com.
Shop the Brand Source Home Gallery Senior Citizen Sale.
In honor of us seniors, Brand Source Home Gallery is offering a 15% discount now until April 6 on appliances, mattresses, plumbing and bath fixtures, lighting, ceiling fans, kitchen cabinets, custom closets, and more. And I heard right, 15% off store-wide.
If you are over the age of 60, you can purchase for your family and friends. Just show your ID. It's that easy to save 15% with the Brand Source Home Gallery Senior Citizen Sale. Visit Brand Source on Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park, or call 623-5000 for details.
Tortuga is giving you the chance to win big with its Treasure to 10K giveaway. Spend $25 in store or online from now until April 5th for a chance to win a grand prize of $10,000 cash, plus $1,500 of Tortuga vouchers and some fantastic weekly giveaways. It's all part of Tortuga's big 40th anniversary celebrations. Visit any Tortuga retail or discount store or shop online at tortuga.ky to enter.
This is For the Record.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. One of our listeners has sent in and said, good morning. I know it is late for birthday greetings, but we would like to send a birthday greeting. So birthday greetings are going out to Miss Patrianne Smith, who celebrated her birthday on the 26th of March. She has reached a milestone. She will be 60 years of age. So, Miss Patrianne Smith, happy birthday to you when it comes tomorrow, March 26th, and hope you enjoy it. Hope you will live to see many more as well. And while we have a segment that is sponsored for the birthday shout-outs, if you have a birthday shout-out, it is never too late. I will always try to squeeze it in some portion during the show to acknowledge a birthday shout-out as well. So if you have any other birthday shout-outs, just send them to us. We will squeeze them in one way or the other. Now, folks, it is my pleasure to have in the studio with me this morning as well the Honorable J. Ebanks. He's had a busy weekend, back and forth. Of course, you know, we had the agriculture show in the BRAC on Saturday, and he was quite busy over there. Not only for the show itself, but other events that were taking place. So I want to say good morning, Minister. Welcome to For the Record. And with the 5 minutes that we have before we go to our 8 o'clock news, and you will be with us right up until whatever time, if it's up until 10 o'clock that you can stay, we will have you here as well. Morning, sir. Welcome back to For the Record.
Good morning, OC. Good morning, Grand Cayman, Cayman Brack, Little Cayman. I'm so happy to be here with you this morning, OC. Actually, if I'd realized that you were in the BRAC the other day, I would have loved to jump on the show with you over there.
I know, and had I realized it, we would have done the same as well. But I'm made to understand that you were so busy that at the same time that the show was going on, you know, there were events that you were attending as well.
Yes, but I'm pretty sure we're going to squeeze 5-10 minutes somehow.
Yep.
It was such a great agriculture show over in the BRAC. I must say, I was blown away. Right off the bat, the first start of the morning, we had so many people out there, and the BRAC was just so much that it had to offer on Showcase. It was a lovely day. The show went off really good. I'm really happy on that. As you said, you know, I was over there from Thursday. We visited some of the primary schools over there to finish hand over some of the flex farms that we had to hand over. So every school in the BRAC now has a flex farm. Pretty much all the schools in Grand Cayman now, all the government schools in Grand Cayman has a flex farm there also. We're just finished handing out a few of them in Grand Cayman also. And then we had also the opportunity to open the new DVDL office that we just built over in in Cayman Brack. So it was a busy Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. But it was great. It was jam-packed, and we got a lot accomplished. We had the opportunity to meet with the farmers, chat with them, hear some of their concerns and what we got, and you know what they are looking from the government to help improve their side of farming over there. We've taken back that list and tasked with that to see how we can help them, and probably be headed back to the BRAC within another month or two kind of have another talks with them and see how we can definitely help. One of the biggest things that the farmers are needing help for in the Brac is water.
Water in the bluff?
Getting water to the bluff for them. So I've spoken to the Premier about it, and I'm going to speak to my colleagues and see if we can actually try to put some funding together, maybe to see how we can help with some wells or something up there to be able to get them water up there.
One of our listeners want to know what's a flex farm.
So the flex farm is these hydroponics towers that we've actually just purchased, where the kids can actually, what we did is we actually implemented these into the school, and we have one on display at the agriculture pavilion.
Okay.
So that people are going there can actually see it, and it's basic hydroponics growing, and it's probably about 5 foot in height, and it's round, and it has a light in the center, and it has these about just over 100, I think close to 100 pods inside of it, where you could actually put your plants in there. And if this is actually run properly, and lettuce, I think if I remember correctly, you could grow almost 32 pounds of lettuce, I think, in about 28 days in there, very quickly. So what we're just trying to do is get the kids into the new technology, putting it on display too also at the agriculture department, so that, anyone that wants to be able to purchase one of them in the future can actually get one. I mean, we'll see, you can set this just about up anywhere inside your house, on your back porch. It's neat. It opens up, but it folds right round into a circle, and it goes, and it can fit neatly in the corner of one of your rooms, and you can grow some of your best crops right in your living room.
So they're available at the agriculture department now?
We don't have enough right now there, because what we first ordered, we've actually put those out into the schools to get all the kids in there. So we've ordered enough to give to all of the government schools. So pretty much all the government schools will have one in there now, and then we're going to start to, as people come in, if they want, they can do a special order, and we can order them for them to get them in there. But we do have a lot of interest in them. So a lot of people have been contacting and saying that they want one. So I'm pretty sure we're going to soon be placing an order for a few more of them.
Okay, we have about a minute left. Speaking about orders and the agriculture department, there seems to be a huge demand being placed on the agriculture department for products, various products, because the prices are attractive when you compare them to what's out there in the private sector on the commercial side as well. Any plans to expand the remit of the agriculture department? Some people complain about the fact that you can't always obtain things. The things that go off the shelf real quickly, it takes so long, for them to be replenished.
Oh, see, you're absolutely correct. Part of the new design for the feed area that we're going through right now is just for that one purpose. What we wanted to do is to create a new office space, and the office space would be on top, and then we were going to have a whole feed area department down below, almost like a shopping center, that when you walk in there, everything is, you visually see it. So no one has to go and see whether this is in the corner or there, or whether they have it or not. You can be able to walk around in there and see everything that agriculture has to sell. It'll be on display. It's basically almost set up like a drive-through system also, where you could pull up to the window, make your purchase order, drive around, and the guys load you up and you're on your way out.
Sounds great. Folks, top of the hour, 8 o'clock news. When we return, the conversation with Minister J. Ebanks will continue. Don't change that dial. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back immediately after the 8 o'clock news.
Radio Cayman time check now, 8 a.m. This time check brought to you by our friends at Foster's.
Feast without the fuss.
This Easter, make Foster's a part of your cherished traditions with our full Easter spread.
Order your main, sides, and dessert online starting at $94.99. Then pick it up in-store, ready to feed up to 8.
Choose your main from a 12-hour smoked pork, oven-roasted turkey, or maple-glazed ham.
Or indulge your guests with our extra special herb-roasted leg of lamb feast for $119.
Order your Easter holiday dinner online today at fosters.ky.
Foster's, better because we care.
the voice of the Cayman Islands.
89.9 FM in Grand Cayman and 93.9 FM in Cayman Brac and Little Cayman.
Silver wings shining in the sunlight.
Radio Cayman.
The 8 a.m. news is brought to you by ValueMed Pharmacy. Save time and order your prescription refills online at value-medpharmacy.com. VALU-medpharmacy.com.
For today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
With your latest news, I'm Carsley Fuller. Cabinet's March 12th meeting was a relatively brief one. At this meeting, they approved several appointments to the Council of Older Persons, as well as the ex officio member for the Ministry of Health and Wellness to the National Council for Persons with Disabilities. They formalized 16 new notaries public and noted 3 2023 government reports: the Cayman Islands annual tourism statistics, government's financial results and position at the end of the year, and the Cayman Islands third quarter economic report. You can find the full report online at gov.ky. The U.S. Military Joint Task Force Bravo stopped over in Cayman once again on their way to join colleagues in Guantanamo. Her Excellency the Governor says Joint Task Force Bravo routinely provides humanitarian aid and disaster response with partners in the region and are deployed as a forward presence to ensure rapid response to any regional security and stability concerns. Applications are being accepted now for the next NICE cleanup. This is an opportunity for folks to earn a stipend while helping beautify the community through the National Community Enhancement Project, which started back in 2015. The Planning Ministry is inviting unemployed Caymanians and unemployed spouses of Caymanians who possess skills in repairs and maintenance, gardening, garbage collection, or cleaning parks, benches, and roadside verges to register. Head to the ministry's Facebook page for the QR link to the registration form. The application period wraps up on Friday. And just a quick note, the Ministry of Education is closing for a staff event from 11 a.m. today. It will reopen at 1 p.m. The MOE is apologizing for any inconvenience caused by the closure. In regional news in Jamaica, Member of Parliament for Manchester Southern Robert Chin says he'll be visiting the Integrity Commission today to have the matter of outstanding financial records resolved. In a public notice, the anti-corruption oversight body asked the Jamaica Labour Party MP to make himself available, stating that it has made several attempts to contact him without success. The issuance of the appeal by the commission has generated much public discussion. Addressing the issue Sunday night in a media release, Chin said he had been in touch with the Integrity Commission over the last few months in relation to requested financial statements for companies for which he is a director. He said the statements have not yet been completed by the company's accountants and as a result are still outstanding. He said, quote, "I apologize for not providing an update to the commission sooner." Now with the check of international news, here's the BBC, which takes us out of the newscast. I'm Carsley Fuller.
BBC News with Emily Thomas. President Emmanuel Macron of France has warned Russia against trying to exploit Friday's deadly militant attack on a Moscow concert venue to blame Ukraine. The Islamic State group has said it carried out the attack, in which at least 137 people were killed. The Kremlin has refused to comment on the IS claim. The Ukrainian Air Force says it shot down 2 Russian ballistic missiles aimed at the capital, Kiev, but officials said falling debris landed on several districts, injuring at least 5 people. The European Commission is investigating Apple, Google and Meta, accusing the tech giants of unfair practices. The probe will examine the Apple and Google App Store rules. It will also assess whether Facebook owner Meta gives enough choice to users over the use of personal data for advertising. The British government is expected to link China to cyber attacks on the UK's Electoral Commission that compromised personal data of millions of voters. The attacks took place in 2021. The opposition candidate Bassirou Diomaye Faye has established a strong lead in the provisional results from Senegal's presidential election, but the governing coalition says the vote will go to a second round. Mr Faye was released from prison less than 2 weeks ago. Malawi has declared a state of disaster over a severe drought that's affecting most of the country. It comes less than a month after Zambia made a similar move. Neighbouring Zimbabwe has also seen much of its crops destroyed. Aid groups say they witnessed an unimaginable situation in a hospital in Gaza where large open wounds were left untreated. The hospital is one of the last medical facilities still functioning in Gaza. Kobayashi Pharmaceutical, a major Japanese drug maker, says that 26 people have been hospitalised in a possible connection with one of its health supplements. World News from the BBC.
The 8 a.m. news is brought to you by ValueMed Pharmacy. Save time and order your prescription refills online at value-medpharmacy.com. VALU-medpharmacy.com.
You don't sound too good there, Bobo.
Yeah, you know how it is. With the kids back in school, every other week they come in out with something, and then I catch it.
Sound like it gets you. But for real, brother, flu season is here and COVID is still around. You gotta stock up on things like medicine, vitamins, and minerals for you and the kids. You know what they say, prevention is better than cure.
At ValueMed, our pharmacists can help manage flu symptoms and provide guidance on vitamins and minerals to best support you and your family's overall health. Visit ValueMed Pharmacy on Walkers Road or Town, or WhatsApp your questions and prescription refills to ValueMed on Walkers Road at 926-1662 or WhatsApp ValueMed in Town at 916-5511. Live happy, live healthy with ValueMed Pharmacy.
Stay in touch with Radio Cayman with the latest up-to-date, accurate news and information. For your convenience, the headline news will be repeated on our sister station, Breeze 105.3 FM, weekdays at 8:30 a.m. Follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or download the Radio Cayman app in the App Store or log on to www.radiocayman.gov.ky and stay connected to what's happening in the community. Radio Cayman, your voice, your choice, your radio.
Take some advice from your Aunt Angie. If you're going to invest in an exotic pet, choose anything but a Norwegian forest cat. Apparently, they will eat all your jewelry. Before you know it, you're racing to the vet when your cat escapes from his carrier and lunges for your earrings. You crash and your cat swallows your pearls. But if you're smart, you'll have CG Motor Insurance and get the best comprehensive coverage for the price.
Get the best comprehensive coverage for the price. CG Britke. Good like that. All benefits are subject to policy provisions, including eligibility at the time of service.
Hey there, K-Man. Have a few minutes to spare? Your Ministry for Housing has just launched the public survey for the Cayman Islands Housing Policy and Strategic Plan. We are all about making our island home even better. We need your help. It's your thoughts and ideas that will shape our housing policies for the future. Your voice matters, and it's easy to get involved. Just visit cihousingplan.org and let your voice be heard. Plus, you could catch some cool gift cards just for sharing your ideas. Don't miss out. Open through April 16th. Head to cihousingplan.org or go to the ministry's Facebook, Instagram, X, or LinkedIn now and be a part of the conversation. Your input matters more than you know. Let's make Cayman's housing future brighter. Together, your voice, your future. Take the survey today.
The 8 a.m. weather report brought to you by CG Britke, where people come first. Good morning, Cayman. Let's take a look at your weather compliments of our friends at CG Britke. Present temperature 79 degrees Fahrenheit. Feels like about 83 on your back. Winds are out of the east at 3 miles per hour. Relative humidity 71%. Barometric pressure at 29.85 inches and falling. A ridge of high pressure over the southeastern United States will support moderate winds and slight to moderate seas over the Cayman area for the next 24 hours. The forecast for today calls for partly cloudy skies, 20% chance of showers. Temperatures will rise to the mid-80s. Winds will be east to southeast at 10-15 knots. Seas will be slight to moderate at wave heights of 2 to 4 feet. Later tonight, partly cloudy skies, 20% chance of showers. Temperatures will fall to the mid-70s. Winds will be north to northeast at 5 to 10 knots. The seas will be slight to moderate at wave heights of 2 to 4 feet, especially along the northern and western coasts. High tide is coming up in the next hour at 9:11. It's going to be low at 3:28 this afternoon and high at 10 p.m. tonight. The outlook is for similar weather conditions through Wednesday evening. And that, my friends, is your latest weather report.
Take some advice from your Aunt Angie. If you want to go scuba diving on your vacation, don't bedazzle your wetsuit. And you think you look great, but what you don't realize is that you look like a shiny, scaly fish. And it won't take long for a shark to notice you. Next thing you know, you're busting out every karate move you got. But if you're smart, you'll have CG Medical Insurance and get airlifted out to the closest hospital.
Get coverage for emergency evacuations. CG Britke. Good like that. All benefits are subject to policy provisions, including eligibility at the time of service.
The 8 a.m. weather report brought to you by CG Britcay, where people come first.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Enjoy a delicious start to your day with breakfast from Subway.
Good morning, my friends. Once again, focusing on traffic on Little Cayman. Very light. And of course, in Cayman Brac as well, got some light, moderate traffic. But of course, focusing here in Grand Cayman, we're seeing some traffic along the east-west arterial. Seems to be moving much better. Red Bay roundabout, similar as well. Getting to the Century 21 roundabout, you'll of course try to get into the respective lanes with some slow-moving traffic. As you continue on, Linford Pearson and Crew Road seeing its fair share of traffic, similar on Agnes Way and Bobby Thompson Way feeding onto Halda Avenue. Expect that usual slow traffic this time of the morning, of course, which is going to ease up. Of course, streets inside Georgetown, seeing Edward Street onto 4th Street light traffic, similar with Shannon Road, Eastern Avenue, and of course Godfrey Nixon Way, and of course rolling over to the Butterfield roundabout, where we do see a fair share of traffic there as well. Some light traffic, some traffic coming off the Esterly Tibbetts. North Sound Road, Dorset Drive further back, of course seeing some traffic as well, so expect that traffic in that area also. Heading towards the airport, light traffic on Roberts Drive, and of course out Seafarers Way, North Church Street, West Bay Road, we'll see some moderate traffic as well with pedestrian movements, as we have one cruise ship in port. So of course we welcome our visitors ashore, catch the sights and sounds of Grand Cayman. Buckle up and stay safe, my friends. That's your latest traffic report.
From boat days to beach gatherings, leave the catering to Subway. Choose from small and large sandwich platters, double meat wrap platters, and top it off with optional cookie platters for dessert. Or ask about our Subway box to go with the option of 6-inch or foot-long sandwich, 1 cookie, and 1 bag of chips. For all occasions and celebrations, let Subway focus on the food so you can focus on the fun. Visit subway.ky for catering options. Subway. Eat fresh.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Enjoy a delicious start to your day with breakfast from Subway.
The 17th Annual Bill Rudy Rotary Central Science Fair, Saturday, April 13th. At the Arc Camana Bay. Plan for it. Start your project now. Open to students across all schools in Little Cayman, Cayman Brac, and Grand Cayman. Homeschool students are welcome. Register now. Today, tonight, online, rotarysciencefair.ky. The Rotary Central Science Fair, just around the corner. Saturday, April 13th. Rotary Central, creating hope in the world.
This is Catherine Ebanks Wilkes, and as the representative for West Bay Central and the Ministry for Sustainability and Climate Resiliency, I am concerned that our islands are at a high risk of loss and damage to seagrass beds. Stronger storms, warmer sea temperatures, and sea level rise can destroy seagrass beds. Culturally and economically important animals like green sea turtles and conch need seagrass to survive. To learn more about the climate risk to our islands, visit www.gov.ky/climate change policy.
For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. My pleasure to have in the studio with me this morning Minister J. Ebanks. If you have any questions or comments, in the meantime, please WhatsApp them to us, 925-3261. Of course, if time allows, Minister J will take phone calls as well. But if you want to ensure that your concerns are addressed or questions are answered, I would advise you to please send them to us in advance as well. Minister, back over to you, sir.
Thank you. See, I'm always happy to have an open mic discussion, so please feel free to take the telephone calls as they come in.
Okay, will do.
Yeah. Just to leave off where we were at, just talking about the Cayman Brac and everything that we did over there. It was, as I said, again, it was a nice show. It was a nice event. We did all the opening of the office over there for the new DVDL and everything else. And I must move on to my national housing. We had a little slow period there in December, but I must say that the housing is back up and moving really swiftly now. We have a new director over there, Mr. David Johnson, and the board is actually moving on and getting their stuff done over there. The lighthouse one that we wanted to turn over in December was scheduled was behind because of some changes that had to be made in office there, but we're hopefully that we'll get the lighthouse shortly completed within by the first part of next month. We should be able to start to hand over everything over there. We're looking at starting Apple Blossom right now. We got our planning approval for Apple Blossom, so we've got all our permits. We've got our parcel numbers, and they've been out there to identify the parcels that are for that location. And I think the first phase of Apple Blossom is the first set of 16 homes at the very first one. And then once that is up and going, then we'll roll over to the next to do another set of 16 again and continue moving. But it will it's not like a stop and stop process. It's just getting 16 going first, and then we look at the other 16 and get them rolling at the same time.
Okay.
So when I said 16, I don't want people to think that we're just going to build 16 and then move away. It's completing the whole build out of the whole development there. I think it's just over 50 homes for that one site. And then I must say that the north side site is back up and going also and moving very swiftly now. We have just over 30-odd homes there that are actually moving. NRA should be back up there very shortly now, within the next 2 weeks now, to complete the road works for the north side site. And then we're also looking at completing a few in East End also to get them back up and going. So the housing task forces, the national housing, not the task force side, really has their hands busy to complete a few homes for the year. I'm very pleased with the committee over there because they've been very hard at work and doing a lot of work over there. Just to give everyone a update on some of the road matters that we have going on, I want to just give Miss Archer, I think her name is, she always calls in and asks me about the post office there in Savannah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. And I just want to let her know that the board has come up with a solution now for her, and I met with the deputy chair yesterday afternoon, and he was able to give me a full update on that post office matter, what they plan to do. And they should see some works happening in that area within the next 3 weeks, he says, to transform that one section there so that we can actually have a turning lane into the Savannah post office. So that will actually be going on. Hopefully she'll be happy, because I know she's been calling me every time about that and actually reminding me of that post office entrance. So yes, that will be going on. As you all know, that we've opened the J. Bodden Highway just earlier part of the year. The Linford Pearson roundabout seems to be moving pretty smoothly now. I think people are getting used to it now and how it works. There's just a few works left to just be completed on it, but we're looking to, get the 3 lanes all the way, 3 lanes in and 3 lanes out of town completed. So you see where part the middle section, they've been cutting that down, trying to widen that in to get another lane going back to Kings.
Right.
And then they're actually going to be looking at also taking on the new intersection at the Kings roundabout also to put in that lane that goes around the backside of the Lion Center. So there's a lot of works going on there when it comes to NRA. And also OC, well, when it comes to the east-west arterial road, I just want to make everybody know, because I know that's been a hot topic this week too, especially with the accident. And I hope that a lot of the people that are trying to stall this road or whatever really have seen what it actually, the reason why we need this road. Even to the police now was calling me and telling me that they're very supportive of me building this road and getting this road sorted. And I told him it's really, if it was up to me, I would have built the road from the very first day. That's the most important road for me to get in the eastern districts. It is this EIA study that is actually still holding this road up to be built. The hydrologist's work study part has been finished. That has been handed over to the Department of, Environment, or the NCC, for them to look over. What we're also looking at doing is writing the NCC and asking them if we can get the first leg of this started now that they have that hydrologist report, because the section that we're looking at right now, everybody has came back and said that the road is in the most suitable location and it shouldn't move. So the NCC have said yes, that is the most suitable location for it. NRA has said yes, there from their chart, that is the most suitable. And also the people that are doing the study has said, look, yes, that is the right way. So we're asking them now to give us a blight to be able to get this going, being that they've had the most important document that they said they really need is this hydrologist study. And this would allow us to get the road started from Hearst Road to Lookout Gardens in that first phase. And if we can get that first phase going, we think we can get that done very quickly, because it is mostly a lot of pasture land that we're going through. So there's nothing really, a lot of digging or anything. I think the peat is probably maybe like a foot in certain areas. So we feel we can really build it out really quickly. And also by us actually running our utilities in a separate lane from the highway, we'll be able to move the road a lot faster, not having to worry about the Water Authority, CUC, and everybody else.
All of that, yes, yeah.
So we'll be able to get people drivable to Lookout very quickly, while the utilities takes its own lane. That way, the reason that I wanted the utilities to take its own lane is because what I didn't want is the utilities to be able to, we always see, again, like what we seen happen last night, over the weekend.
Yes.
These accidents happen, or Water Authority has a pipe break or anything. They're not blocking the highway. They're off the side of the highway to deal with all of their matters. So
what are the possibilities of some sort of a compromise to at least allow that section to move forward? An idea how they're likely to, the direction they're likely to take in terms of that?
We'll see. I'm hoping that they're going to come back and tell us and give us the green light to be able to start that. I mean, it is of national importance. This has been a national importance, but this is becoming a national security problem now too, because we've seen this. And we talked about if there was a crime or there was something that happened, how was it going in the eastern side of the islands? We're going to get across this now, and seeing that the police now are really pushing now and saying, look, we really need to get this road sorted out too, because they see the importance of it. I thank God for them that they're seeing it now also, that we can all get along and get out there and try to get this road done. If it was up to me, I would have started the road again, as I said, long time ago.
Well, certainly Saturday's debacle demonstrated the need for something to take place there, and to show you how, because while all of that traffic was backing up there, or was backed up, we had emergency vehicles, ambulances, and stuff like that, going through as well,
Yeah. That's absolutely true, OC.
We have a caller. You want to take the caller, Minister?
Absolutely.
Let's grab the caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Orrett.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning to the Minister, Honorable J. Ebanks, Mario Ebanks here.
Good morning, Mr. Mario.
I'm driving into town from your beautiful district, and my wife and her family beautiful district of Northside this morning. I think I'm behind the traffic, so I don't see the traffic yet. But I just want to comment a few minutes on a few things. And since you're the Minister for Planning, I just wanted to hear your opinion on it. In the last couple of weeks, there's been a couple of articles in the Compass that has caught my attention. One is to do with, for a couple of weeks now, to do with 7 Mile Beach and the beach erosion and the lack of policies in regard to setbacks and heights of buildings and stuff. The other issue has been the great debate about, I think it's called Aqua Bay condo that is up the planning CPA now for consideration for demolishing the existing structure, which I think is a 3-story, and putting in a large 10-story structure on that northern end of 7 Mile Beach. Then the other thing that caught my attention the other day in the last week Compass was the article that featured Mr. Wilma Ebanks about the development in the West Bay and the about the Manu Road, the Morgan's Harbour Road area, Mount Pleasant area, where somebody's putting in a large development that could potentially cause flooding for the neighbors in that area. But my question is, with all those 3 things, the beach erosion, the 10-story buildings and above, and the filling of wetlands for commercial development, there's problems. And the issue, I think, is the lack of policies and rules and updated rules. And I wonder if government, and you, sir, since you're the Minister for Planning, could opine on that in regard to how soon you think we could get some policies to deal with these things, because the regulators and the civil servants and bureaucrats can't really do too much unless they have policies and regulations and rules to rely on. And many of them, like the Director of Planning has said, and he's attributed to him in a statement in the Compass this week, that the planning requirements are inadequate. The Director of Environment says that the planning regulations and laws are not fit for purpose in regard to all of these things. So without them having the rules and policies, their hands are tied. And I wonder if government is thinking about putting in place a quick package of updated laws or regulations or directives, or a moratorium on large-scale development until we can get proper plans and policies done, and or any kind of impact fees or taxes to recoup some funds to deal with some of the infrastructure and social issues caused by this runaway development. Development is good, but it has to be managed. So I'll leave you those thoughts and questions, Mr. Orrett and the Honourable Minister, J. Ebanks, and I'll listen in.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Ebanks, for that. What we'll do is Paul will take the commercial break now so that we don't have to interrupt the Minister when he is addressing the issues that were raised by Mr. Ebanks. Folks, please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
Since March 2004, West Bay Pharmacy has kept their doors open to the local communities, even before, during, and after Hurricane Ivan. At West Bay Pharmacy, our staff provides so much more than pharmaceutical excellence. From the moment you walk through our doors to completing your cash out, our staff will have put your healthcare concerns at ease. We would like to take this moment to thank our loyal friends and customers. To us at West Bay Pharmacy, our patients are our primary concern. We provide thorough background checks and precise calculations to ensure your medical safety. Thank you for being a part of our family and for choosing West Bay Pharmacy, where we care about your health.
It's Digicel's 20th birthday bash, and you're invited. We are giving away 20 phones for 20 years. Win an iPhone or a Samsung smartphone as part of our anniversary celebration. Simply spend $20 or more at Digicel, or be an active postpaid customer, and you could be our lucky winner. It's our way of saying thank you for 20 incredible years of connection and support from our amazing customers like you. Don't miss out on this epic celebration. Go to your nearest Digicel store today and join the party. Digicel, better connected.
You know, as a little girl, I dreamt of traveling to faraway places and foreign lands. I tell you what though, no more dreaming. I'm going flying with Cayman Airways. How blessed are we in the Cayman Islands to have a very own national airline? Girl, you can fly to so many international destinations without the hassle of connecting flights. On top of Jamaica, Cuba, and Honduras, you got non-stop flights from Cayman to New York, Miami, Tampa, and even Denver, Los Angeles, Panama, and child, they now have Barbados. Going to be a little cafe con leche and Hollywood Squares for this old gal.
Make your travel dreams come true with Cayman Airways, offering non-stop flights for non-stop adventures in Panama, LA, and many more places in between. For details and to book, call 949-2311, contact a travel agent, or visit CaymanAirways.com.
Hey everyone, this is Chad Paul Jr., your 2023 Male CARICOM Youth Ambassador. Do you want the opportunity to help shape the future of youth and sports in the Cayman Islands? All you have to do is complete the National Youth and Sports Survey found at gov.ky/YSP. This is your chance to have a lasting impact on our community. Have your say today, Cayman, at gov.ky/YSP.
This is For the Record.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. In the studio with me, Minister J. Ebanks. We do have a caller on hold, but we're going to give the minister an opportunity to respond to the last caller first, and then we will take the next caller. So, caller, hang in there. Minister, over to you.
Thank you, O.C. Just to go back on what the previous caller, Mr. Mario, called in about the beach erosion and some of the updated planning laws that need to be done. I definitely can agree with him that a lot of the planning laws need to be updated. We're working through them right now to try to update as many as we can and looking at the but a lot of this will actually be is actually infitted into the new national development plan, which will talk about all the new setbacks and everything else, and also about drainage. And one of the things that has been a pet peeve of mine is that when people develop certain locations that have always been a sinkhole or a drainage for neighborhoods, and the law only really talks about when that developer develop his property, that he has to worry about the water that's on his property. But if that property was a drainage before, then once it's built up, it affects everybody else in the neighborhood. So I'm hoping that that's been something that's been always on the top of my agenda to get sorted out and make sure that we get that into the plans that we have going forward. Also talking about the planning, we'll be updating all of the new planning codes very shortly. I'm hoping that by the second quarter this year, most of those planning codes should be ready to go. The AI technology for planning department too has already been is already built and is actually waiting on us now to update all the new planning codes and revisions. So once that's all completed, hopefully the next rest of this year is really focused on getting a lot of this stuff up and going from the planning side that he spoke about.
Okay.
You had another caller.
Yeah, let's grab the next caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, Mr. For the Record.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Honorable Minister.
Morning. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Pretty good. It's good to hear you on radio. I haven't heard you for a long time. Haven't seen you either.
Yes, sir. That's true. I haven't seen you in a while.
Yes. I got a few questions for you. Is the agricultural department still importing the chicks, the layers and broiler chickens?
Yes, sir.
How often do they import? How often do you get them?
From what I understand right now, sir, they go by when people start to put in the request for them, and then they will actually place an order for a certain amount.
Yeah. So, what about things like ducks and turkeys?
To be honest with you, you are the first person to ever ask me about it. So it's something that I can look into and ask the department, but you're the first.
Okay. The other thing I want to ask you about is that you mentioned this morning that the road from Horse Road up to Lookout, past northward, past the prison, up to Lookout is a matter of national security and national importance. That's what you said?
Yes, sir.
So why is it that you're waiting around for people to give you permission? You should use the reserve powers that the government has. So, the government has reserve powers to make laws for the peace, order, and good governance of the islands. And I mean, sometimes you have to do those things. You just can't sit around waiting for individuals to give you permission to do things. It's the same thing. It's the opposite to eminent domain. I mean, the government has the power to take any property for as long as for a purpose. And so they have the same power to make laws for the peace, order, and good governance of the Cayman if in the interest of national security and national importance. I would just do that and then push my road through and get it through.
Sir, you're absolutely right, because I can guarantee you that I'm trying to figure out why I am getting so much resistance and not enough help out there from everybody to be able to get this road through. Not saying that it is my cabinet colleagues, but there is a lot of people out there that are trying to put as many roadblocks as they can put in to get this road started. And I rely on the Attorney General to give me the best advice as I can to be able to see how the solutions are for me to get around, to be able to get this done. And it doesn't seem that there's anything, well, until what you're saying to me now today, but it doesn't seem like there's any way for me to get around otherwise by just waiting on this NCC to make these decisions on when to give us this green light.
That's right. The government. There's also a precedent for that. You remember what the governor did with the same-sex marriage stuff? They just used their reserve powers and put the law through and implemented it. I mean, I don't understand.
Trust me, sir. I've asked that question already too. Why we can't do it? A lot of people say, "Oh no, you don't want to go down that road." But I said I would. That might be the only way I get this road done.
Why not? Why not?
Well, I agree with you. I've asked that question before.
And another thing, I mean, this may seem far-fetched, but I think that we do not have a good and reliable. In fact, we don't have any traffic traffic police on the road. So now, the time must come when you can say to the governor under Section 53, I think it is of the Constitution, a premier can say, I'm not saying this premier, that you look, listen, I'm saying a premier can say to a governor, listen, I will want you to transfer this responsibility that you have to a minister. That has already been, we have precedent for that already when Governor Smith transferred the prison to Dr. Frank.
Mm-hmm.
And we already have precedent for that, where the governor can transfer some of the responsibilities to a minister. Now, we have not for the last 2 decades or more had good responsibility over the traffic department. So, you as minister of the National Roads Authority, in most other places we have 2 sets of police. We have the police, and then we have the highway patrol.
Highway patrol, that's correct.
Patrol that do it. Why don't your government, your caucus, your cabinet go to ask your premier to go to a governor and say, transfer, not the whole police force, transfer the traffic department to the National Roads Authority, and they train people to put on the roads to give people to stop this carnage and this lawlessness on the road. It seems to me that we ought to be able to take that over ourselves. We have done it before. We have had responsibility for the road safety, and we've done it before, Minister. Mm-hmm. We have to push the envelope and take some of those responsibilities on ourselves, and then the NRA can train people on motorcycle and cars to operate the road. You might have to have something like a toll to be able to get funds to pay. But if you are on the road like that, you have to pay for the services.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So it seems to me that we have to push the envelope. We just can't sit down and say, well, it's the governor's responsibility. The governor doesn't know anything about Cayman before she comes here. The governor is someone from someplace else. And the office is just an office of symbolism. Really, it's the ministers who have to do the best for the Cayman Islands and their people. That's why they take the oath of office,
mm-hmm.
To do the best for the Cayman Islands and what's in the best interest of Cayman. And I think that you, as a young minister, I have a lot of respect for you too. And I think that I'm so happy what you're doing with the housing and stuff. But you have to go for the minister, and you have to push the envelope, and you have to get these things for over sale, because otherwise, like you say, they'll be sitting there, and it'll be next year, and it'll be next year, and it'll be next year, and next year, and the 6,000 cars will come in by next year, and then you'll be in a worse quandary. No. We have to start to push the envelope now.
Thank you very much, Doc. We're going to grab another.
100%, Doctor.
We're going to grab another caller before we go to our break. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, O.C.
Good morning. How are you?
Not too bad, sir. And yourself?
I'm good, thanks.
Good morning, sir.
O.C. Good morning, Jay. My little topic this morning is for Jay. Jay, if I see you, I'll recognize you, but personally, I have never met you. My name is Peter Thompson, and listening to Dr. Matfield when he's giving advice, if you follow his instructions, I guarantee you're not going to go wrong, and you'll get results done, because all he has for you is good advice to the people of this country. Jay, I tried to get you over the weekend, but apparently you were in the Brock. So I just want to give you my number, or if you have it, if you could give me a call after you finish the show. I just need to discuss an issue that I'm having, and I can explain it to you in more detail.
You want to just call me right after 10 o'clock then, and we can have a quick chat?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. All right.
No problem, Mr.
All right,
Thompson.
I'll give you. Okay, thank you very much.
All right, sir.
I'll see. Thanks a lot. Okay.
No problem. You're welcome. Okay. One of our listeners has written in, Minister, and said, "Morning, Minister. Is there Minister for West Bay North, or I should be representative for West Bay North, really? Whether or not that person is a minister is another story. Doing anything for roads in Bosun Bay, especially the piece at the end of Finch Drive going west, leading into the north piece. That's where Morgansville condos was just built and has been torn up by that developer, which is in a mess leading into the residential homes there. And this person says it includes their family home.
Morganville?
Somewhere at the end of Finch Drive.
Finch Drive.
Uh-huh. And the name of the Morgansville condos, that they're called, the name Morgansville.
Okay, I'll make a note of that just to check. I can't say right off the top of my head right now, but I do know most of the members would actually select areas that they think that need to be fixed. And I must say that the member for West Bay North has asked for me to actually go out to do a road tour with him this week.
Okay.
To look at some roads that he thinks that are urgent, that need some urgent matters to them. So I'll actually just make a note to see that is if this is one of the roads that we'll be going to look at, or I'll find out he may have been already submitted these roads to NRA for approval, also to get some road works done. But we'll look into it to get back to them.
Okay, let's see if we can cover any more. This person wants to know whether or not if you could confirm if there are any plans to extend Estella Tibbetts Highway connecting to Meadows Avenue in Mount Pleasant, West Bay.
Sorry, read that one back again for me.
They wanted to know whether or not there are any plans to extend the Estella Tibbetts Highway and connecting it to Meadows Avenue in Mount Pleasant in West Bay. So I guess that would be at to the end where the Bottabanu Road there, whether or not there's any intention of going further.
They'll have to
north.
Forgive me with the road names in West Bay. I don't know them all, but what I actually do is taking a note of them. Actually do is we can send you back something in writing, and you can actually just let that individual know But I'll definitely make a note of it so we can get a response back to them.
Okay, we're going to take a commercial break. We have a few other WhatsApp messages as well, and I'll share those with the minister when we return. He will respond to those as well. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
West Bay Pharmacy in Centennial Towers, a compounding story.
I don't think people realize how pain creeps into your life. It has a way of robbing your strength. I really don't like taking prescription medication orally.
West Bay Pharmacy in Centennial Towers. They understand.
When it comes to compounded medication, it's personal. So whenever there's a problem with some medication or treatments that's not working right, then a physician will call me and say, hey, they're having bad side effects from this medication.
Compounding pain cream changed the game. Made special for me. Significant pain relief in the form of a cream. That is a new experience for me.
It's changed his life.
It worked.
Ask your pharmacist or healthcare provider about compounding at West Bay Pharmacy in Centennial Towers. Call 914-6449.
Shop the Brand Source Home Gallery Senior Citizen Sale.
In honor of our seniors, Brand Source Home Gallery is offering a 15% discount now until April 6 on appliances, mattresses, plumbing and bath fixtures, lighting, ceiling fans, kitchen cabinets, custom closets, and more. And I heard right, 15% off store-wide.
If you are over the age of 60, you can purchase for your family and friends. Just show your ID. It's that easy to save 15% with the Brand Source Home Gallery Senior Citizen Sale. Visit Brand Source on Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park, or call 623-5000 for details.
Hey, Bobo, have you taken the pledge?
What pledge?
The Safe Drivers Pledge, to show your dedication to fostering a culture of responsible driving. Some of the accidents we have in Cayman could have been avoided simply by drivers being more vigilant behind the wheel.
You're right, you know. Our actions behind the wheel can have serious consequences. Everyone should make a commitment to drive safely. Where can I take the pledge?
Visit gov.ky/road safety/pledge.
Thanks. I'll tell others to take the pledge too.
Let's make our roads safer together and say no more for 2024. Visit www.gov.ky/road safety for more information and to take the pledge.
Funky Tanks, the home of electronics and more. Stop by both locations on Shedden Road and in Countryside. And enjoy 10% off all JBL Bluetooth speakers. Comfort Star mini splits are now $3.99. LG DVD players reduced from $69.95 to $59.95. Lenovo 8-inch tablets from $189.95 to $134.95. Gemini professional headphones from $69.95 to $39.95. Tozo S3 smartwatches priced at $79.95, now reduced to $49.95. Funky Tanks has your electronics, car audios, speakers, laptops, musical instruments, stoves, fridges, small appliances, and a whole lot more. Funky Tanks is open from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday to Thursday, and 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. on Fridays and Saturdays. For more info, call 949-0998.
For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. My pleasure to have in the studio with me Minister J. Ebanks. And as usual, he's happy to have the phone lines open to receive calls and queries from you. Meanwhile, we're getting quite a few on WhatsApp as well. And some of you may have joined us, just joined us, and may not have been listening at the first part of the show, so I will read your query anyway. And these are some areas that Minister Ebanks covered earlier, but it will be up to him if he wants to repeat what he has said. So this person says, can you please ask the minister what is being done for the backlog at Hurley's Roundabout? Also, where is the road that is being built by Bobby Thompson? Where is that road going? And then this one says, can the minister provide an update on the West Bay low-cost housing project and why they can't seem to finish it? Delay after costing families lots of extra money. Like I said, Minister, you covered both of those. topics before, but you may want to just repeat what you
Yeah.
said.
As well, so let me just start back off with the national housing one. As I did repeat, the delays were that we had a change in management down there at the department, and we finally just got someone back in that role, which is Mr. David Johnson. He was seconded over from PWD to help us out to try to get it back up and going as quickly as we could, and now he's in there. But the National Roads Authority is actually, National Housing is actually moving quite swiftly now. The works have begun back on all of the sites, and we're hoping to just wrap up that one site at the lighthouse very shortly. As I said, I'm hoping by next month that site should be actually finished and wrapped up. Apple Blossom is just getting ready to move off on that one. We've got all of our permits ready to go. The surveyor has been chosen to go out there to identify put in the parcels out there for us, which they met out there last week to start to do. And the first phase of Apple Blossom is the first 14 that we're looking at, putting that together, and then we're going up to it's either 14 or 16. I can't remember right now, one of the two. But then we move to the second phase, which is actually going to be a 16, and then moving on. But the completion of the whole site is just over 50 odd homes in Apple Blossom. And as I said before, the one in Northside is actually going right now, also with 30 odd homes being built. That's out of the ground right now, being there. NRA will be back at that site very shortly to actually finish the road works. So all of the housing projects are back up and going and moving. Some are build on your own programs, are moving and getting them going moving a lot quicker. So I think everything has almost not back to 100% with housing, but we have actually got all of the sites back up and going in the direction that we wanted to get them going. Speaking of the road by the Hurley's roundabout, as I mentioned before, the transitioning of that CUC roundabout now is being starting to look after now. We finally got the one individual with the purchase of property that they have been dealing with for years, got that sorted out so we can actually get the road through, connecting Edgewater together, Edgewater getting all the way up to Hurley's. And then once that is in, then we're able to cut off that one section of that roundabout that actually comes out there that everybody's been talking about. So all of that work you should see all of that work starting to happen. The third lane actually going in on this side by the church, right across from the what's the name of the church now? Right across from Country and Western there. So you'll see
First Baptist.
You'll see an extra lane coming. Works starting to be done on that side to get 3 lanes all the way in, so that once you come out of from Hurley's, you're getting 3 lanes go all the way through, all the way down, carrying you all the way to Linford Pearson roundabout.
And I think one other question had to do with the Bobby Thompson way, that extra lane that is being put there. That's the tie-in to go east? I'm trying to remember which one. Where the you see if you're going south, and where the pickleball courts are, there's a lane that is being constructed there, going south.
So there's if you're coming from the street light and up past the pickleball court, there should be 3 lanes carrying you up there. One dedicated lane that just carries you all the east, that you don't have to get into the roundabout at all. So any traffic that's going east goes in there. Then there's another one that actually carries you into the roundabout, but you can turn east, and that's but you have to merge in with the traffic there. The flow works there.
So that's a third lane that is being done.
They're going in there. That's correct.
Okay, we have 2 callers on hold. We're going to grab the callers 5 minutes before we go to our headline news. First caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Hello, good morning, Mr. Connor. Good morning, Jay. How are you doing?
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
I know you got a whole lot of questions and stuff on your plate because of obviously your ministry. I just have one question. The east-west arterial road from Newlands bypass all the way into Frankstown eventually, but It was my understanding a while back that there was a small section of that road that was already approved, and Arden was in charge of that ministry. I think it was from the Newlands area to the Woodland Drive, like right around Breadfruit Walk. I just would like to have an update on when you think that portion of the road, because I know that a lot of it had a lot of EIA issues where you guys are trying to satisfy just about every group that was opposing the road, whereas we need the road.
Absolutely, we do need the road. I can definitely let you know that the from Hearst to Woodland has already been based out, ready to go. Right. That's just a short distance. So, I mean, our main factor that we need to get now is from Woodland to Lookout Garden. That's the section that we really want to build out, and we can just get going to get that one section there.
Right.
And then also looking to put a connector road to come off from just Woodland to come right by Agricola Drive there, because what we're looking is that what we would love to do is how does the traffic actually get around the Savannah area if they don't have to go through there and they need to go into the highway, or when we're having the agriculture show, we don't have all the traffic coming through Savannah. They can actually come through the bypass also to get down to Agricola Drive in that area.
Okay, thanks. I want to ask the question because you know as well as I know, because you live in the Eastern District, you further east than I am. You know, we're seeing, you know, the ongoing issues with traffic in the mornings and the evenings, even worse now in the evenings going back east. And if the section between Newlands and Woodland is ready to go, my only suggestion would be that I know that you want to get all the way up to Lookout, and I agree, and we need to get it going. But I think it would be a good idea if we start at least that section that is already approved, so we can get that going and then extend. And then by the time, hopefully, that is done, you would have gotten things sorted to extend it to Lookout. So anyway, that's just my contribution, and
I thank you for that too, Mario, but the little section that Woodland Drive that we have left to do there isn't really much. But I mean, there's some clearing that we're going to be going in there shortly now to just kind of clear it out. It's already, I think it's basically been filled into the last cap level now that it needs to go. So like the final grade to it in there. So the reason that they haven't really put that final grade and go in there because the trucks have been driving back up and down, moving up and down. But at some point in time, it's probably going to just say, you know what, we're going to have to just get in there, put the final grade, pave that to there, and then jump over and continue going. What we want to do is just carry all of that works right through. And then when we started to do the paving, it was one straight shot of paving right through afterwards. But I mean, it is drivable all the way to where we can actually get there now, to the end, where we want to take off from. And I'm hoping that, I mean, I'll be sending a letter to the NCC today to actually ask them for their input, and then again putting pressure back on them again about allowing us to get that direction. I will be taking Dr. Mark Field's advice on that section 53 in Carnat, and having that conversation with the governor also, and see what we can get done. I mean, I'm opening every single door that we need to open to get this east-west built. I've advocated for it enough. I told him, I says, look, I know the people on the eastern side of the island need this, and it as I said before, the police even called me this weekend and said, listen, they are on board now, right, that we need this. So I feel that pretty much every single person is almost on board on there that is affected from the eastern side of the island. What I would have loved to do is if I had a petition, I would have walked through the whole traffic that day.
Got it signed.
And make everybody signed it and said, listen, we're ready to go.
Okay.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for the call.
Thank you very much, Mario. We are going to our news. Here's one question you can prepare for when we return. Could you please ask the minister when will the extension to the Namoyle Primary School begin, and the projected finish date as well? Folks, top of the hour, headline news. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back immediately after headline news.
Since 1976.
Covering Grand Cayman, Little Cayman, Cayman right. One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands. From Radio Cayman's newsroom This is Headlines. Local, regional, international news.
The 10-week trial of 4 people accused of robbing the Royal Bank of Canada back in 2016 is expected to continue today. This after the court heard police testimony on Friday, with investigators saying there was no signs of forced entry into the building. The trial continues at 10 a.m. today. Russia has charged 4 men it says attacked a Moscow concert hall and killed at least 137 people. All appear to have been beaten, and one was brought to court in a wheelchair. They were charged with committing an act of terrorism. The Islamic State group, also known as IS, said it carried out Friday's attack at Crocus City Hall and posted video evidence. Russian officials have claimed without evidence Ukrainian involvement. Kyiv says that claim is, quote, absurd. And today, Donald Trump is attempting to prevent the seizure of his assets in a business fraud case that threatens his fabled property empire. A deadline for him to pay a $464 million penalty for inflating his net worth is due to expire today. If he fails to either secure a bond or delay the process in court, the authorities in New York can freeze his bank accounts or target his properties. A separate legal threat to the former president is also taking shape later today. Those are your headlines. I'm Kersley Fuller.
More news available at www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, Radio Cayman Headline News.
HSA's Urgent Care Clinic is now open 7 days per week to serve you better. Visit our dedicated team at Urgent Care, Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., and weekends and public holidays, 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. No appointment necessary. If you are experiencing non-life-threatening symptoms and conditions, such as the cold and flu, sprains and cuts, earaches, nausea and vomiting, visit Urgent Care's walk-in clinic at the main entrance of the Georgetown Hospital, now open every day. At HSA, we are committed to caring for you.
With Orrett Connor.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. My distinct pleasure to have in the studio with me this morning Minister J. Ebanks. So we have the question about the Edna Moyle Primary School. Let's grab one caller in the meantime and we can combine those two responses. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Connor, and good morning, Minister Ebanks.
Good morning, sir. Good morning.
I swore that I would call in this morning, and was by coincidences. The last caller was talking about the east-west arterial, and that's what I wanted to call about. Perhaps, Minister, you heard of the accident which was by Beach Bay Road.
Oh, yes, Saturday. I did, sir. Yes, I did.
And there were thousands of cars in all directions, going west, going east, and going through Northwood. It really was horrific. And I thought to myself, suppose that road wasn't there, what would have happened to the traffic? Because the traffic was the repair, and I compliment the CUC people who are working on it from early morning until 9 o'clock Saturday night. So my point is, 19 years ago, Minister, the Cabinet of the Cayman Islands approved that Central Highway, as I call it, and it was for a very simple reason, that in Hurricane Ivan, the sea on the north met the sea on the south, and particularly along the south coast, traffic could not move. It was totally blocked.
Yes, sir.
And everyone saw that there needed to be a road down through the center of Grand Cayman so that people in the farthest end of the east could get to town where mostly there's medical care and all of that stuff. But 19 years, and it really is upsetting to me too. And I have spoken with you and know your unbounded interest in getting that road done. And if you spoke about a petition, if you get a petition, Minister, I'll go around from one end of Cayman to the other to get the signatures. because it is absolutely needed to get that road through the center of this island, in my opinion. And those who are kicking up the most storm about it are the same ones like who don't want us to eat turtle meat, but they can eat little calves and call it veal, you know? So Mr. Connor, I thank you for the opportunity. And Minister, I'm 100% behind you in your efforts to get that done. And if there's any way that it can be done, please do it. I hear that you can't do roads unless the environmental folks there give approval for it. But
yes, sir.
I mean, it. I don't know why. I don't know why that we have created laws to work against ourselves for things that are so very necessary.
Mm-hmm.
But I do know that laws can be made, laws can be repealed, and laws can be amended. And like someone who has put the law in that hampers it, it can be changed. And my hope is that you will have the chance of getting your colleagues to simply put that road through. It's needed.
Well, sir, you said 19 years ago the cabinet didn't approve that road, and just last year it was 19 members of parliament actually went to give approval for that road to build, and I still could not even after that come out of that and said I was going to put a shovel in the ground to get it going, because I was still blocked by this one department, or one, not department, sorry, by this one NCC that I had to wait on until this EIA was completed. And what we could have done too, and what we should have done is, and what I was told is that they didn't want it to be done that way. It was why the report could not be done in sections and not the full thing, that we could have actually started building out these sections already. But again, they wanted it done on the whole full highway from Hirsch Road to Frank Sound.
I really think it's robbing the people of this country of something that is so very desperately needed. And I can say back when, in 2004, there were some civil servants who were attempting to hinder the passage and the gazetting of it. However, it was the cabinet agreed, look, this has to be done, and it was done. Seemingly it can't be done that way anymore, and I believe that's very unfortunate.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, I thank you for your time and for listening, but I'm with you 100% in doing it.
I will tell you, I'm not going to ease off of this. I will continue to push it, sir. So,
thank you very much, caller.
Thank you.
This one, minister says, can the minister provide a detailed chronology of the project, and this is entitled Submarine Cable. Can the minister provide a detailed chronology of the project from inception to the present date, and what is the completion time frame? Who, if anyone, is the point person for the project, and what is their experience and qualifications?
We do have somebody that is the point person, and I mean, they can contact the ministry if they want to get hold of that one person.
Mm-hmm.
They were seconded here to help us directly on the sea cable. That is their expertise. That's what they were always involved in. What I can do, I don't want to get too much into it, but we do have one of the largest companies that are for sea cables are actually going to be an island shortly. They'll be here talking with us, and then we plan to make a statement out on that afterwards, without getting too deep into it.
Okay, Edna Moyle Primary. We want to forget our Northsiders.
No, sir. The Edna Moyle Primary School, the works, the land for the expansion of the school has already been purchased. There's been some test wells that have been done out there for the land works. The drawing has been just about almost completed, I want to say, almost completed, and should be soon ready to be able to get into the planning department to be able to get for approval.
Okay, one of our listeners said, I just want to thank Minister Ebanks for his responsiveness in placing the pedestrian crossing by Mr. Arthur's shop. That's on South Church, North Church Street.
Yes.
Says if his crews would consider the same works at the major West Bay intersections, that would be great as well. Let's grab another caller before we go to a commercial break. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, OC.
Morning.
Yeah, and good morning to the Honorable Minister there.
Good morning, Lord Graham.
Yeah. I want to congratulate you first, and then I want also by saying just about every question that come in or email or WhatsApp that asking for detail, you got your finger on the pulse. I mean, you can give detail for just about everything that they call you for, and you don't have to depend on no chief officer sitting next to you to pass the question on to. And I really, really appreciate that. It seems like you're on the ball and you're paying attention to just about everything in detail. So that's great. That's not too many people that come on the radio can do that. And concerning the traffic, I wasn't in the traffic, but I had friends that told me yesterday that they was in it for many hours, where they turned around and went back to Breakers and had a few drinks and turned around and came back again, and the traffic was still exactly where they left it. Like former Minister Gilbert said a while ago, that road is in the best interest of the Cayman and Cayman people. And most of the indigenous people are the people that still lives within that area. So if the Constitution speaks about whatever you do, it must be in the best interest. Well, this is in the best interest of Cayman, and you shouldn't make no little one department stop us.
That's right.
We should just build a road because it's in the best. The Constitution says it must be in the best interest of the Cayman and Cayman people, and that is in the best interest. So we need to do that. We saw it in, like Gilbert said, in Hurricane Ivan. We need to build a road. You need to put a bulldozer there, and just push it through, like how Dr. Linford did when he did the Mike Taggart road. You just put a bulldozer there and you push it through. We need to do it. It needs to be done in the best interest for us. Do it.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Just do it. Be like Nike. Just do it.
Thank you for the support. Thank you for the full support, sir.
And thank you. 100%.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Lord Graham. We have a couple of callers, but I'm trying to mix everything up so that we give everyone an opportunity. This is one that you can prepare to respond later on, Minister Ebanks. This person says, please ask the minister if he has any updates on the installation of speed cameras to reduce the speeding on our roads, in particular Seaview Road as well.
Yes, we do have all the legislation work has been done for the speed cameras. I have a paper going to Cabinet very shortly. I've been reliably informed by my team that we have a paper going to Cabinet very shortly, requesting the funds to be able to start to set up these speed cameras and put them out in various areas, locations. See, that's one thing that I'm having a meeting in Northside tomorrow night at 7:30 at the Cradock Civic Center, and that's part of what my topics are speed cameras for Northside also, and to see whether the Northside people are interested in having them and locations that we are talking about, we're putting them in also.
And I see where preparations are being made to put some more speed bumps in the area as well. At least I see the markings.
Not speed bumps, but speed tables.
Tables.
Okay. So what we're looking at is transitioning, putting in speed tables. I don't know if you've been down to Rum Point.
Yes. They're a little bit more tapered off.
They're wider, so it allows the vehicles to be able to go over them at 25 to 30 miles an hour at what the speed limit is. So what we're looking at also is putting these in key locations. I've actually did a petition going around, and I have close to almost 100 people that have signed that petition for those speed tables in North Side already.
Excellent.
So that is going on really good. So we just need to continue moving along. But what I've told people is if we want to be able to slow down the traffic, police can't be there every single day, all night all. But these speed tables will be there 24/7 to be able to slow them down.
Excellent. We're going to take a commercial break. I just want to remind everyone things are going so smoothly. You know, we're mixing the WhatsApp messages with the phone calls. Everyone is keeping their conversations brief so that they can get answers. And folks, just continue to do that. And, you know, you will get your answers and we will move along smoothly. So we will return after this short commercial break.
At Doctors Hospital, we know life happens, and usually when you least expect it. So when unexpected medical issues arise, you need quality care close to home. Located in the heart of Georgetown, our accomplished team of physicians and medical staff treat minor urgent conditions such as migraines, chest and abdominal pain, shortness of breath, burns, broken bones, open wounds, and more. 24 hours, 7 days a week with no appointment necessary. Peace of mind is important when life happens. At Doctors Hospital, we're always here just for you. Need to speak to someone? Call 949-6066.
Shop the Brand Source Home Gallery Senior Citizen Sale.
In honor of our seniors, Brand Source Home Gallery is offering a 15% discount now until April 6 on appliances, mattresses, plumbing and bath fixtures, lighting, ceiling fans, kitchen cabinets, custom closets, and more. And I heard right, 15% off store-wide.
If you are over the age of 60, you can purchase for your family and friends. Just show your ID. It's that easy to save 15% with the Brand Source Home Gallery Senior Citizen Sale. Visit Brand Source on Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park, or call 623-5000 for details.
It's Digicel's 20th birthday bash, and you're invited. We are giving away 20 phones for 20 years. Win an iPhone or a Samsung smartphone as part of our anniversary celebration. Simply spend $20 or more at Digicel, or be an active postpaid customer, and you could be our lucky winner. It's our way of saying thank you for 20 incredible years of connection and support from our amazing customers like you. Don't miss out on this epic celebration. Go to your nearest Digicel store today and join the party. Digicel, better connected.
Hey Bobo, have you taken the pledge?
What pledge?
The Safe Drivers Pledge, to show your dedication to fostering a culture of responsible driving. Some of the accidents we have in Cayman could have been avoided simply by drivers being more vigilant behind the wheel.
You're right, you know. Our actions behind the wheel can have serious consequences. Everyone should make a commitment to drive safely. Where can I take the pledge?
Visit gov.ky/road safety/pledge.
Thanks. I'll tell others to take the pledge too.
Let's make our roads safer together and say no more for 2024. Visit www.gov.ky/road safety for more information and to take the pledge.
With Orrett Connor.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. And Minister J. Ebanks in the studio with me. Before we grab the next caller, just want to say that a bunch of keys was found at the CNB parking lot, in the CNP parking lot this morning. If you've lost a bunch of keys, you can retrieve them from the security at CNB. So a bunch of keys found there, and just Minister J, just keep this one in mind. Also, this person says, what about the Hutt Road extension to run from Bordentown to North Side? Let's grab the phone call. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Ebanks.
Good morning, ma'am.
Okay. You can write these down. I just want to know if there's anything in the makings for Walker's Road, knowing that that's where the heavy traffic is with all our school buses, Walker's Road. And also, some of these crossings that we have, the pedestrian crossing we have out here in the streets, some of the areas like on a blind corner of the road. So I don't know if somebody want to review them and try to bring them up a bit further up or backwards or whatever the case may be, because some of them is like in a blind spot and people tend to step off right in the front of you sometimes. And also Georgetown Primary School too. What is in the making for their road, that the Mary Street Road, the back road that go into the Georgetown Primary. You can talk about that when I finish. And also down there on where's that Mary Street in the back of Kirk Home Center. Behind Kirk Home Center, coming out to the 7-Eleven.
Borden Road. Borden Road.
Yeah. That need to be looked into, Mr. J, believe me, and the 7 Mile Stretch Road. 7 Mile Stretch Road. I'll leave that with that, but I just want to say to you, sir, I hope that you're going to be calling me taxi drivers in for a meeting very soon. Looking forward to that.
I'm looking forward to it too.
Yes, I'm waiting patiently for you to contact us.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
No problem, ma'am.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you very much, caller. Any other callers? No callers, Minister. So the mic is yours. You looked a little bit puzzled about the Bordentown Road to Hatland.
Yeah, the Bordentown to Hatland one. I wasn't aware of that.
Yes.
I didn't know anything about that extension. OC, what I can tell you is that there are works to be paved on the Hatland Road. Part of my meeting tomorrow night is to update the people on the north side all the road works that are happening in there.
Mm-hmm.
But there's no talks about extending Hatland to the east-west or extending Hatland to Bordentown. I know nothing about that.
Okay.
That's definitely hasn't been, and I know the people in the Hatland area do not actually want Hatland Road extended to any other roads because they like it as a one-way, one-way in, one-way out. So yeah, I don't know where that one came from. On the crosswalks, I've actually tasked the NRA to look at these new lightings that we've saw, where we actually can put these lightings in the road. So when people actually push the button to cross the walkway, you can actually see the lightings are flashing directly at you in the road and not just off to the side. Some places in Miami, you'll see a lot of them, and we're looking into that now because I know there are certain areas, especially in town, where there's a car could be parked right in front of a light. You don't see it, and all of a sudden you see the people just walk right out in front of you. So definitely, yeah. So we wanted to look at that to fix the lighting. I can't really say right off the top of my head about any expansions to Walker's Road going down there, but I would definitely look into it to see. I know there's always road improvements to look at on Walker's Road. The Mary Street Road, definitely that is a road that we're actually getting to look after of doing some road works on. And then the Godfrey Nixon, which is actually right behind there, behind the school, the Georgetown Primary School. Which actually
linking up with Eastern Avenue,
up with Eastern Avenue, but then also bringing you to
North Church Street. But then it'll actually be able to carry you also to the Georgetown Primary School also. Oh, okay.
So what happened is there is a few individuals. You see, OC. This is another thing that when sometimes I don't know if it's a politics thing that they play, but time run out and they go out and they put up these signs and say, oh, road coming soon, and we haven't purchased all the properties where the road is going. So what the challenges that we've had with Godfrey Nixon is that we have been building Godfrey Nixon. We had to stop until we can actually start to continue to purchase the properties to get out. There's 2 properties I think that are left, but the problem that we have with them, they're not like just purchasing land properties where you can buy land and we can write someone and say we can take it on and move on. We're dealing with individuals that are in homes, so we have to be able to purchase that house, get them located into something else, and some people are saying no, they don't want to move and stuff like that. So we have to deal with them a lot different than if it was just a straight land purchase. But we'll definitely we're pursuing on with Godfrey Nixon. I think we're gonna narrow that down to maybe 2 lanes instead of 4, where we can kind of get around a few of the houses right now, and then that'll allow us to be able to at least get 2 lanes flowing in and out. But yeah, the works is still commencing on with that.
Okay. One of our listeners want to know whether or not there are going to be any pothole repairs before embarkers for the campers this Easter.
I took a drive down there just about 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, and that was something that I said I need to send NRA down there just to kind of grade the road up for that, and I will definitely send that note to Edward right now to make sure that they send a grader down there just before the Easter holidays to actually grade that road to make sure it's ready for the Easter holidays.
Okay, this person has shared with us and said good morning to you and your guests, suggestion to propose to the minister with regards to pedestrian crosswalks. Flashing lights are yellow, which are very difficult to see during the day. Suggestion is to consider changing them to flash in a red color. I understand industry standards via North America is for yellow lights, but in the bright Cayman sun, it is very challenging to see these lights flashing until you're just about upon them as well. Well, I must say that, for instance, the flashing light that is located after you pass the credit union when you're heading north, visible from a long distance, those flashing yellow lights. So I'm not sure that I agree with this those particular lights. Now, I'm not sure if something else, what you're talking about may be different, but those lights are quite visible.
Those work
from a distance.
It's just, I think what we just need to do is we get the ones that we can insert into the pavement itself, so that you get the ones that are flashing to the side, but you actually get the visual ones that are actually directly in front of the vehicle, so they can see that once those lights are flashing, that someone is actually going to be on the pedestrian crossing. And I know definitely that's something that the NRA team has already taken up and ready to go looking at. One other good thing that I like also see, we've actually, NRA has just looked at about purchasing a litter vac truck, which is should be here in the next few weeks. And what we're looking at doing is be able to put this litter vac truck on the side of the road to be able to pick up all of the litter that we have, so it'll work ahead of the tractor, and then actually after when a tractor cuts an area, we can come back and just kind of clean up the roadside also. It has like an 8-inch snorkel onto it that actually will be able to just go right along, and it just gives another job for a Caymanian to be able to operate one of these machineries to be able to go along and keep our islands clean and beautified.
One of our listeners has written, they say that they live in a residential area where Dolphin Point condos are being built, and they want to ask you what are the rules and regulations of disturbing residences' peace and quietness. Person says that they were notified this week, Wednesday, March 27th, they will be pouring cement starting at 2 o'clock in the morning. They say that they find this is totally unacceptable for cement trucks filing in and out for hours, disturbing our sleep and having to go to work for normal business, tired, etc. And what can be done about this matter? Many thanks. You would expect that if not the contractor, then certainly the developers of those areas would take into consideration the people that they're living around. And I guess the question there is whether, when planning approval is given for a project, whether or not certain conditions can be placed in there in terms of disturbing the peace and quietness of the neighborhood.
I agree with you. We need to work. They need to work more closely with the neighbors, and see how they can work out times, special times when. Especially when they're going to be doing their most heavy equipment or pouring of concrete and stuff like that, that is not being a hindrance to the neighborhood.
Okay. Paul, we want to grab there was a WhatsApp caller as well. Let's grab that caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, OC. How are you, sir?
I'm fine. Good morning.
Mr. J, congratulations to you, sir.
Good morning, sir. Thank you.
Your good work that you're doing.
Thank you so much.
Now, traffic, we're talking about traffic. I'm an ex-police officer. I worked in the traffic department years ago. When there is an accident in my time, even if it was 2 vehicles or one, what we would do, we would spray the road where the tires are located, and we would move the vehicles out of the way so the traffic can keep flowing. It seems like these traffic officers now are not doing that. because I live in Wilty Drive. I was down here from 1979. Only me and Mr. Orrett Connor was in here at that time. The road from Wilty to Northwood wasn't even completed, built yet. Mr. Paul Borden, who is the son of Mr. Wilty, he built this road. And like I said, I have been here from 1979, but Saturday morning was a mess here. Now, this is supposed to be residential area. And let me tell you, Mr. J, if you should have come and sit in my porch, and you would see a mess until what Mr. McLean said, until 9 o'clock Saturday night. What would have happened if that road, a big question mark again, what would have happened if that Northwood Road didn't connect onto Wilty Drive? And even without accidents, I've noticed that people are cutting across from Northwood Road coming into Wilty in the morning, and the people that live in this area can't get out. Me, myself, been waiting 4 to 5 minutes by my gate to get out of Wilty Drive. I don't know, sir, if you can do anything about that, but I tell you, something needs to be done, sir. It was terrible. I had a friend who was supposed to go to church at 9 o'clock, leaving from Wilty Drive, and they usually leave home like 8:15 for a 9 o'clock service down into Newlands, and they didn't make it to church till 11:45 Saturday morning.
Well, part of the east-west design is for Wilty Road is to connect to the back part of that, and northward is to connect to the east-west. So you would actually have two access of getting in and out of Wilty and northward once we can get that road crossed there. But hopefully,
when that gonna be completed?
Hopefully that would allow less traffic flow on the main one that we have now, and be able to divert a lot more of the traffic onto the highway itself. But for a short-term measure, I don't know what we can do right off the bat. It's something that I could definitely speak to the engineers at NRA and see if there's a short-term measure that they can come up with to be able to allow people to get in and out of that road a lot quicker.
Yes, sir. I would appreciate that. I mean, like I say, congratulate you for what you have been doing, and I hear nobody say nothing bad about you yet. And continue the good work what you're doing, sir. But this road thing here in Wilty in the morning, I mean, they're just coming through because a shortcut racing through, you know. So it's bad.
Okay.
And the residents in this area don't have no access. Anyhow, thank you for your time, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, caller. Okay, Paul, we went past our commercial break there. Let's take a commercial break, folks. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
You know, as a little girl, I dreamt of traveling to faraway places and foreign lands. I tell you what, though, no more dreaming. I'm going flying with Cayman Airways. How blessed are we in the Cayman Islands to have a very own national airline? Girl, you can fly to so many international destinations without the hassle of connecting flights. On top of Jamaica, Cuba, and Honduras, you got non-stop flights from Cayman to New York, Miami, Tampa, and even Denver, Los Angeles, Panama, and child, they now have Barbados. Going to be a little cafe con leche and Hollywood Squares for this old gal.
Make your travel dreams come true with Cayman Airways, offering non-stop flights for non-stop adventures in Panama, LA, and many more places in between. For details and to book, call 949-2311, contact a travel agent, or visit CaymanAirways.com.
At Doctors Hospital, we know life happens, and usually when you least expect it. So when unexpected medical issues arise, you need quality care close to home. Located in the heart of Georgetown, our accomplished team of physicians and medical staff treat minor urgent conditions such as migraines, chest and abdominal pain, shortness of breath, burns, broken bones, open wounds, and more. 24 hours, 7 days a week with no appointment necessary. Peace of mind is important when life happens. At Doctors Hospital, we're always here just for you. Need to speak to someone? Call 949-6066.
Has the circus come to town? No, it's A.L. Thompson's 2-week blowout sale from March 15 through March 30. Get under the huge tent outside A.L. Thompson's to save big. Save up to 75% on lighting, electrical, plumbing, paint, and hardware. Save up to 75% on housewares, building materials, and the ever-popular scratch and dent appliances. Take advantage of the savings while they last. It's March blowout under the tent at A.L. Thompson's, Georgetown.
For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. We have 3 callers on hold. One person sent a WhatsApp message and they wanted to know when the roads will be repaired in Cayman Brac after the Water Authority water expansion works. And they also want to know whether or not they can have a vac truck for the Brac to address the growing litter problem there as well. So let's grab the caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, OC.
Good morning.
The Honorable Minister.
Good morning, sir. Good morning.
Good morning. Yes, sir. Walker's Road, if we could revisit the caller that made comments on that. In my experience with Walker's Road, one of the greatest problems, certainly in the afternoon and also in the morning, is the traffic backs up to the bypass there by Burger King that continues on to UCCI. And one would think that since government owns the property there with the high school, that an additional lane could be put in to filter the traffic there for prep. And to my mind, that would alleviate a lot of the backups. Just a suggestion. It was mentioned to the previous minister, but I'm not sure if the NRA has that in their planning, sir.
No, sir. Not that I know of, but I'm making a note of it so that when I get back in front of the computer, we can actually take a look at it, though, and see how we could actually do something, because it would make sense if we can get a road to prep to help out. So I just made a note of that.
Yes. All right, sir. Thank you very much, and keep up the good work, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, caller. Next caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Yes, good morning, Mr. Osty.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, just an addition to what the caller called about the traffic when the accident. I see where we have so much technology now, and when an accident happens, and if the photographer or they come and video the area and do the mark and all of those things, and just clear the area, because you have to just consider about the people that going about their business, to look about their business too, because and all of those things. So if you just mark the area, do the video shot or what's the picture, and just clear the road, and then start to do your investigation, because the accident don't happen already. So you just video and picture, clear road, and then do the investigation and let the traffic flow. I see that would make sense, and everybody would be able to free to go instead of all this congestion on the road.
Got you.
In those times.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I think, Minister, what people need to understand with the situation on Saturday, it wasn't so much that the accident was being investigated, but the infrastructure that had been damaged as a result of the accident.
and what the utilities company had to do, because there were even persons in that area who lost power for specific periods of time as well. So I think that's important.
Correct. And as OC, when we were offline there, I was just talking to you about it, is that I would definitely be looking from CUC for an update on them.
Yes.
On exactly what happened and went down. And hopefully they'll be sending a report over to Off-Reg today or myself so that we can, see how we can actually improve on these things.
If we could revisit the noise situation with the cement trucks at 2 o'clock, the person has sent another WhatsApp message. They seem to want not a response, but action from you in that regard. And I'm not sure how much you as a minister, can do if there is no legislation in place that governs, I'm sure that there's something to do with noise, because the police, if someone is playing music too loud, they can go and warn people in relation to that. Whether or not they can go to contractors, then yeah.
OC, I don't mind having trying to figure out who the contractor is and reaching out to them and see how we can have them, or the developer, and see if we can have some engagement with them, with the people of within that constituency there, to figure out the best time for them, and then how we reduce the noise out there. I'll take it forward. I know my team is listening to me right now, so I know they're making notes behind the scenes. So hopefully we can figure out it. I think that was Dolphin Cove or Dolphin.
Yes,
Dolphin Point or something.
Dolphin,
it was, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We know some other jurisdictions, people would just take car tires and block the street and stuff like that and keep them out, but we don't do that here in the Cayman Islands as well. Paul, you say we have another caller? Let's grab the caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, Mr. OC. Good morning, Mr. J, and to everybody listening.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, sir. It was really nice that I could sit by the table with Mr. OC and his colleagues there on Thursday night.
Same here. Yes.
Yes, sir. That was delightful. I was hoping to get to take you around, show you many places, but you didn't make it. You went back, and you didn't even make it to the agricultural show. I was looking for you there, Mr. OC, but you went back, right?
Yeah, we went back on Friday evening.
Okay.
We were just there for the to do the radio show. That was it.
Right, and Mr. Jamie and you had a conversation about the farming on the bluff.
Yes, sir.
100% for that. Cayman Brack has hundreds of acres of beautiful brown soil, red mold, we call it, on the bluff for cultivation purposes. A lot of people would do it, but the problem is the restrictions of water, getting water there. And the pipelines, Water Authority will be a long time before they ever get up there on the bluff, and that's going to be the hardest task, with some of the hardest rock in the Caribbean or the world up there on the creek bluff, especially cutting through those along the bluff road lots there, or the whole throughout there. Anyway, the possible, you and I talked about it, and I was telling you about this massive cave that goes down through the bluff down to the great depths of the water up on the creek bluff. I had located it maybe 40 years ago, and it would be difficult to locate it again, but I know approximately where it is, and if the landowner of that place would allow several pipes to be put down into that massive water cave, that may be very fresh water, and that could supply a lot of surrounding people up there on the creek bluff, or otherwise to drill down through the bluff. It would be approximately about 90 feet to get down to the water table in some areas of the creek, and up Spot Bay Bluff toward the eastern end would be more like 130. And I want to say praises to Mr. Justin Wood. Has a very big farm on the bluff, on the Spot Bay Bluff, but he got a water tank with a small amount of water for irrigation. And to let people know how that bluff is very fertile, he exported, I think about, should be okay to say it, 2,000 pounds of pumpkins on the bluff that he grew. So that shows what that bluff can produce. And the next biggest farmer is Mr. Curlin McLaughlin and his father, Mr. Covington. They got plantains, bananas, yams, cassava, you name it, growing in rich red mole. Also, where this proposed site for the high school on the bluff, I don't know if anyone had consideration in choosing the roughest area of the 60 or 59 acres that were purchased by government for the new high school and for affordable homes, to select the worst area of cliff land to put the buildings on and leave the nice flat red moorland for farming. Mr. Curlin and Mr. Covington, they had to vacate the land because it was their family land but was sold to the government. They had to vacate it, and they had approximately about 1 acre of land with all kinds of things growing there. So that would be something that I would want to see done wherever they're going to put buildings, put them on the cliff rock area and leave the moorland land for cultivation. And looking for your input as Minister of Agriculture or Minister of Planning you are. Which one or both?
Both, sir.
Okay. Also, we have...
Caller, I'm going to need you to wrap it up real quickly. We have to go to a commercial break. Real quickly, please.
Okay, just one more statement. There is an area on Cayman Brack on the South Coast Road just east of the public beach that has a road that is about 6 feet above the pond, and it's a very dangerous curve. That's the same accident where the accident happened with the young lady on the opposite side of the road. But I want a guardrail put along that deep ditch, because if anyone runs off there and the pond is full, they'll turn over and drowned if nobody finds them in that area. It would be needed about 400 feet of guardrail. And I see in Grand Cayman, if that was in Grand Cayman, guardrails would have been put there a long time. So I want to have guardrails put there on the Southeast Bay Road across from the Schultz and by the Dark Bar right on the north side of that area. And whenever you come back, Mr. J, contact me and have a look at it. It's a super dangerous, treacherous area if anyone goes off the road. And the road is only like 6 feet from this big drop-off, okay?
Thank you very much, caller. Folks, we've missed that commercial break. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
You know, as a little girl, I dreamt of traveling to faraway places and foreign lands. I tell you what though, no more dreaming. I'm going flying with Cayman Airways. How blessed are we in the Cayman Islands to have a very own national airline? Girl, you can fly to so many international destinations without the hassle of connecting flights. On top of Jamaica, Cuba, and Honduras, you got non-stop flights from Cayman to New York, Miami, Tampa, and even Denver, Los Angeles, Panama, and child, they now have Barbados. Going to be a little cafe con leche and Hollywood Squares for this old gal.
Make your travel dreams come true with Cayman Airways, offering non-stop flights for non-stop adventures in Panama, LA, and many more places in between. For details and to book, call 949-2311, contact a travel agent, or visit CaymanAirways.com.
At Doctors Hospital, we know life happens, and usually when you least expect it. So when unexpected medical issues arise, you need quality care close to home. Located in the heart of Georgetown, our accomplished team of physicians and medical staff treat minor urgent conditions such as migraines, chest and abdominal pain, shortness of breath, burns, broken bones, open wounds, and more. 24 hours, 7 days a week with no appointment necessary. Peace of mind is important when life happens. At Doctors Hospital, we're always here just for you. Need to speak to someone? Call 949-6066.
It's Digicel's 20th birthday bash, and you're invited. We are giving away 20 phones for 20 years. Win an iPhone or a Samsung smartphone as part of our anniversary celebration. Simply spend $20 or more at Digicel, or be an active postpaid customer, and you could be our lucky winner. It's our way of saying thank you for 20 incredible years of connection and support from our amazing customers like you. Don't miss out on this epic celebration. Go to your nearest Digicel store today and join the party. Digicel, better connected.
There's a big blowout garage sale happening this Easter Sunday and Monday. Garage sale starts from 6 a.m. both days so that
leaves you with plenty of time for the beach and church. Lots of items on sale: kitchen utensils, pots and pans, household items, electronics, clothes, shoes, books, and a whole lot more. Drop by the Browns residence next to the gas station on 445 Walkers Road and find some great items on sale. Sunday, March 31st and Monday, April 1st at 6 a.m.
For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. We're in the last leg of the show this morning. We have one last caller that will be taking. And meanwhile, one of our listeners wrote and said, good point from the caller on the use of land. Need to be strategic in the full use of all of the public land and make agriculture purpose part of the school there in the BRAC as well. Let's take our last caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, OC, and good morning, Minister.
Morning.
Good morning, sir.
I know that too. You recognize my. I just want to call to support you, Jay, in your efforts as minister. And I know how challenging it is because I had that ministry, a lot of it, anyhow. I don't give up kudos easily. That don't come to me unless you're doing the job that you're being paid to do. And I think you're doing a fair job, a good job, and I wish you every success, old boy.
Thank you so much, sir.
People may say, well, how you can call the minister old boy? Well, that's personal. That's personal, okay?
Yeah, don't worry about it. That's what they mean.
And we're still from on the eastern end of the island, right?
That's right, sir. That's right.
Couple things I want to comment on. I'm not instructing you or anything, but I know you'll pay close attention because, like me, you're connected with the people. You grew up on the street. Not mean that you were neglected, but you understand the Caymanian way of life. You understand their challenges. You understand what is needed. And that's primary in a politician's life. You need to know the people.
Yes, sir.
That use that pencil and went into that booth. Okay?
Yes, sir.
And you know that.
Yes, sir.
Anyway, let me first of all talk about the East-West Arterial and the traffic that we have on the road now. Minister, I know you come down from north side, maybe not as early as I leave Savannah. And you may get in traffic, and I'm sure you do, but you don't know what's going on up in front of you until you reach where you're going. Anyway, I leave Savannah every morning between 10 minutes to 6 and 10 minutes past 6. And I stop at the gas station invariably every morning. From that gas station, straight to the gas station. This is a gas station, Savannah now, to Bodden Town, the gas station. For those who don't know what I'm talking about, it is bumper to bumper traffic. Now, here is my support for you and my commitment to you. I trust that the report on that road is going to have another public discussion, meetings, because I am going to be there. Those who oppose that road because of two black mangrove swamps will be hearing from me because they don't live on the eastern end of that. And I've said this before. These people live in Georgetown. One in Pumped Up Swamp area. The houses are built on Pumped Up Swamp area, which killed a lot of mangroves, or mangrove as we call them. And they can get up in the morning and 10 minutes before the child has to be at school, leave off their home. The people in the Eastern North Side and Bodden Town in particular, they have to get up 3, 4 o'clock and feed their children in the back of their cars.
Yes, sir.
Those in Georgetown have no empathy. They don't understand. So I'm inviting them to come and live East End or North Side for a few years, and let's see how frustrated they get. Minister, your job is to enhance the lives of people. People, whether he is from overseas or he's from Cayman. I have defined politics with 3 words, Minister: tangibility, measurability, and visibility. Any day you lose sight of one of those, then you are no longer a politician. Do it.
Okay.
Do it. Use eminent domain and do it.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you for the full support.
The other one I heard comment there about, I'll finish here, Walker's Road. I'm sorry to put you in that pickle that you're in, Minister, but part of the plan for putting the road through the forest was to put 3 lanes on Walker's Road, the entire length of Walker's Road. So you may want to revisit those plans. Not that I'm looking at any credit here. That'd be your credit. I give Gilbert credit for gazetting the East West Arterial. You can do that because some years ago, some visionaries, hopefully you will go down history as a visionary too, left provisions. If you look on Walker's Road, a lot of people don't pay attention. The sidewalks are all set back about 15 feet.
Mm-hmm.
That is the road reserve. You can put 3 lanes there right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we were going to do.
Okay.
The last one, these cement trucks that you talk about disturbing neighborhoods, there is such a thing as common law, town and country. Eh?
That's what we're thinking about, the town and country law.
That's right. And people have a right to peace and quiet and enjoyment of their property without others disturbing them. The police needs to start doing something about it.
If it was loud music, they would? No?
There's nuances that on your and God forbid that I have to call his name, but Julian in his memoir said, then if you start breaking those glass windows in abandoned buildings, it goes to something else.
Broken window syndrome. Yes. Yep.
You remember that, OC?
Yep. Okay.
So, Jay, Minister, all the best.
Thank you.
Whatever I can do, let me know.
Thank you.
Thank you so much,
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank you for the offer.
Very much. Well, Minister, you digested a lot this morning, but you basically, we answered everyone. I just want to say to the person who sent me the question in relation to the post office box. I didn't read it on air. I did forward the voice note to the Postmaster General, who in turn has, not the voice note, but the query. She has sent me back a voice note, giving me permission to share that with you. I have sent that to you. Tried a little bit of switching numbers and stuff like that to send it from my phone number rather than the WhatsApp one here, so I didn't tie up anything. I'm hoping and trusting that you received it. It would be nice if you could acknowledge whether or not you have received that as well. So, Minister, an opportunity for some closing comments, and I'm told that we can have a few minutes for you to do that.
Okay. Thank you, OC, for having me. I know it was just last night that I reached out to you, and you told me that you had an open space and you were happy to have me on board. So I wanted to thank all the callers, everyone that wrote in. I look forward to always being engaged and taking calls, because this is how we actually get to see our scorecard, to see how we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And we should never be shying away from anybody that want to voice their opinion on how we are doing things. I want to thank the callers, everyone that wrote in. I look forward to always being engaged and taking calls, because this is how we actually get to see our scorecard, to see how we're doing. And we should never be shying away from anybody that want to voice their opinion on how we are doing things. OC, I just want to remind the people on the north side of my district meeting tomorrow night at 7:30 at the north side Cradock Civic Center. And there's I have a list of topics that we'll be talking about. The police will be there. Also talk about what they plan to do for the Easter holidays and stuff. We'll be talking about speed cameras or speed humps that we're putting in, land purchases that were done in Northside, update on the housing, update on the seniors' home for Northside, just about everything. There's a wide list of topics that we'll be updating on, and then also giving them an update on the East-West Arterial Road, what we have planned and where we're at with it, and anything else that comes to mind while we're there. Thank you. OC, I have a 10 o'clock appointment that people are waiting on me right now, so I'm going to run straight over to the government building and get into that. I have a full day today. My calendar has been set out all the way down to 5 o'clock, back to back. So this one is going to be one rough day, and I didn't see lunch nowhere in the middle of that one. So I thank you all for having me on board here today, and I look forward to maybe coming back in the next few weeks after Easter holidays to be able to catch up with you, because I know there's a lot more to talk about on some of the questions that we had on Cayman Brack, regards to the guardrail, the litter trucks and stuff like that. The NRA over on the Cayman Brack side doesn't fall with me directly. They fall with the district commissioner, Mr. Mark Tibbetts, and also with the premier. So I made notes of that I will carry back and give to the premier's chief officer for her, so that he can actually be able to get them to Mr. Tibbetts. There's other list of stuff that I've written down here that I will just be going back and looking over and be getting back to the public on this. So hopefully after the Easter holidays, maybe we can come back and I can answer some more of these stuff that needed answering.
Excellent.
And this, as I can tell you, I have a good communication team within my ministry, so you can always log on to our Facebook page, our Instagram page, and we're always updating stuff on this. So a lot of the stuff that they've asked today, I'll ask my team to put it out on our Facebook page too, and maybe share back with you.
Excellent.
So that you can send to you some of your writers that wrote in.
That's good. And one of our listeners said, I'd like to congratulate the minister for his approach, attitude, and his listening skills to the people, and they wish you all the best.
Thank you. Thank you.
Folks, I want to thank you all as well. I want to thank the minister again for being here. I want to remind you to continue to support your radio station, Radio Cayman. Join Sterling Dwayne Ebanks at 12:15 for Talk Today. A big happy birthday shout out again to our own Miss Susan Watson this morning. And as usual, we ask the good Lord to bless these three beautiful, wonderful Cayman Islands.
For the record, proudly brought to you by
Brand Source Home Gallery, inspiring luxury, and JN Money.
From abroad to yard.
Fast, affordable, convenient. Doctors Hospital. Peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctors Hospital, always there for you. Call 949-6066. And Cayman Airways, call them on 949-2311 to book your nonstop flights to Los Angeles and Panama. And now, Barbados. And Digicel, Cayman's bigger,